I think I'm a very loving person. I'm just finding someone so I can give that love to. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, I like to believe. I a little bit romantic. I mean, I used to look very odd when I was young, and I was very skinny, tall, with like short hair and not really good looking. I don't know what happened
Tomboyish,
after.
she said.
Yeah.
Tomboy and just awkward also at all times.
And I remember telling Disha this, that, you're not just a pretty face. There is much more to you. And I can see that. That's what I've seen in full bloom.
Allu Arjun.
I knew the answer. Everyone knows the answer to that.
I'm a huge Allu Arjun
But only
fan.
one you
No,
said.
this is way before Pushpa every time. I'm telling you.
This is before my debut. Grateful enough, and I'm very, very fortunate that I'm working with Prabhaas,
Yeah.
who's one of the biggest superstars.
One film of yours that you had to pick is your best work. Why, what would you say and why?
Aashiqui. Because I don't know if I can make it again.
Really?
Yeah, it was just the time. I lost my father. I didn't know what all this success means. Does it really? Because he was the one man I was pitching, trying to prove it to dad that I am. Everyone has that one person in the crowd, and suddenly that man was not there in the crowd. And Aashiqui was not made to do well. It was just made with a lot of angst, and I pushed everyone away from my life.
Marriage, no, for now. I mean, I'm not sure about future. I might change. I never know. I mean, one can never know about that. But I feel like right now I just want to focus on my work, focus on my family.
Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. My guests today are very interesting. Director and his muse, it's always interesting to know what the artist and the art are thinking. And we'll find out more. I'm talking about, of course, very talented Mohit Suri and the beautiful Disha Patani. Welcome
you.
to the show. We see you in different roles, but unfortunately, if you don't get different roles, you mean, and where do you show your talent? Then you will be doing the songs and dances that are glamorous. I think this feels like a role that you really could sink your teeth into, where you could have so much fun, because everybody always wants to see like, oh, the sweet and the nice part of Disha, but all of us, I think, have those edgy parts, and this, I think, you could explore.
100%. I think the whole credit goes to Mohit sir. He's always said that believe in yourself. And most of the times, I am always confused. And every time I do a scene, I'm like, I was like, shit, I did the most horrible thing. Why did I do that? Why did I did? So every time I do a scene, I'm always so confused. Even till the time, halfway through the film, I was just so confused about everything. But I got so lucky with him and got so lucky to work with him on another film. He's extremely clear-cut. He knows what he wants exactly, and somehow he just brings the best out of me, like he does the magic. I'm just like literally just following his instructions at all times.
I genuinely believe women are the stronger sex. I genuinely believe that. I think I mean, they're emotionally deeper, they are more intelligent, they're more hardworking. I genuinely believe that. And I wouldn't be here sitting if I didn't have the contribution of the women in my life. I lost a mom when I was very young. So invariably, the women I've been in love with, my daughter, my sister, they've played a very integral part in my life. So I can't have women just dancing around trees. They have to have more substance, and and that I think somehow comes out in my films. They are not the love quotient, but in fact, they actually elevate the hero. They actually shape what turns you into a hero, or in this film turns you into a villain.
Do you feel, because you're one of those directors who've actually taken that step to see that in her, so I want to ask this question to you. Do you feel that they've not truly explored Disha, because they've only given her those parts where she can, look amazing and dance amazing? Everybody who follows her on Instagram
I had
knows
that objection with Disha. Forget anyone else.
That she continued to do that.
Yeah, I went to her and I saw Malang, and so when I wrote this part and with Asim, and people always were, who plays Rasika? It was one of the most important parts in this film. And I remember when I narrated to John, he was on board, and he had kept asking, who's playing this role? And I said, I don't know yet. And Malang was in its last shape. Finished the film, and I saw the film, and I remember there were certain things that she came to me in the film and said, I'm not going to play it emotionally, but I'm going to fight back, which is the the climax part of Malang. And that definitely was a different way I looked at it. But I saw it from there was a determination in her eye when she said that. So I remember telling her before Malang released that, and I just knew it. I said, I want you to play this part. And she said, let the film release. And she was caught up with the release. And the minute she saw the film in the theater, she called me up saying, I'm doing the part. And I said, but hear it out. So she said, no, I'm doing it. And I remember telling Disha this, that, you're not just a pretty face. There is much more to you. And I can see that. And that's what I've seen in full bloom in this film. I mean, I'm not just because you guys know about this one shot, I can't talk about it much, but I remember the scene where, with the lollipop that is there in the scene. And she just came and asked me, what am I doing? And I said, you're looking at a particular thing happening.
Yeah.
I could make out. I said, why, is there something you want to do? She said, can I try something? And I said, for sure. And she called for a lollipop and she did that shot. And I was like, this is brilliant. She just added a whole other edge to a very dramatic scene in the film where she's so nonchalantly just looking at what's happening.
Yeah.
It just takes away the whole credit of the scene. So I genuinely
Kind of
think...
makes it kind of even more cold, doesn't it?
Cold, yeah, and more sinister. So I think, and that's what villain is about. It's very easy to play a caricaturish villain. But the thing is, when you have lead actors and they're playing it, they have to play it cool. They have to make it relevant. And that's what I think she did. So I genuinely have this, it's not the audience, and I think I had this problem with her. I said, look at yourself a little more seriously, and the world will look at you the same way.
Most people in life will be like, oh, but you want to be a commercial heroine, so you are getting big roles with big heroes. It doesn't matter. So I want to know how you reacted to when he said that to you.
I feel like after spending so much time with him, we have done 2 films.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have some sort of friendship.
Yeah.
And I mean, it took time for both of us to open up.
Yeah.
And we had a process. But I feel like he's one of the nicest and most honest people I've ever met. He is what he is. He never lies. He's never like trying to be something else. And it's so hard to find someone like him in this industry where everyone's trying to be something else. And I honestly say that I got so lucky, not just to know him as a director, but also to know him as a human being.
As a friend.
And
Thank
whatever
you.
comes out of his mouth is always for you. Like he always has a best interest. He's always trying to help you in some or the other way. And whenever he says that, I mean, I don't believe in myself, to be very honest. I'm always confused and awkward. But when it comes from his mouth, I feel like every time I had to give a shot, I was only thinking about him. And I was thinking, I hope I don't disappoint him. That was
So
my
sweet.
thought before any important scene. And he's the one who motivated me, to be very honest, through the whole journey.
I know, being out there doesn't come very naturally to you. You are
Yeah.
someone who's reticent. You are someone who's kind of shy. It is contradictory to the celeb image that you have to be. But for someone to play a part like this, it takes even more, right? Because doing that, and how did you sort of really put yourself in
She's
that
actually
zone?
a very twisted person, I must tell you that. huh?
I love
You should
that.
see, she
I
recommends
love
serial
that.
killer shows to you and like some really dark and Japanese anime where they're very graphic and she watches a lot of that kind
Yeah,
of
you
content.
do?
Yeah. And it's very rare. Normally you have these young boys watching stuff like that and get very impressed by it. But she actually watches some really path-breaking content. And it's not in her own language. It's in different languages and stuff like that.
How did you sort of get over that?
I'm still terrified.
You're still
I'm
terrified?
to look at myself on
Honest answer.
screen.
She never looks into the monitor.
I just,
Which is refreshing, I'm
She
sure, for
never
you.
looks into the monitor.
I'm terrified.
She comes, does her thing, and goes.
I just look at him and I know when he's got it and when he's not gotten it. I know.
Yeah, and she's not like, go more takes, do this. She said, you've got it, I'm fine. She's never asked me what anyone else is playing in the film. She just asked me in a bit, like just because it's connecting the dots. And that's, it's single-handedly, it comes somewhere from the discipline that she is with her workout regime
Yeah.
and stuff like that,
Yeah.
the discipline she has in her own
Correct.
life.
Correct.
I think it comes from there, where it is more about, let's do this routine very well, rather than concentrating on other things. And I think that's a great quality. I think most people can't do that.
Also, it's the trust that I have with Mohit sir. I think, as I said, he exactly knows what he wants. You know when he has gotten it. Like,
Yeah.
it's the reaction that you're waiting for when you're in
But
the
I must say,
scene.
in some scenes in this film, I must tell you, I didn't think of it. And those are the best scenes of the film, I must.
Oh,
She
wow.
did push me. She asked me, what can we do more?
Because we are twisted.
Yeah.
We are
And,
twisted.
yeah, we are twisted.
love that.
And
Finally, some
it just gets-
admission.
Yes.
But I want to know that now that you've done a role like this, does it make you feel like, you know what, I want to do more of this?
100%.
Does it like
To be honest, I love commercial cinema. I've grown up watching it, and I would always love it. But this is a new area that I've explored thanks to Mohit sir, and I feel like he has given me that confidence, and I want to go all out and use the twisted mind that I have.
Yeah, she should.
Use all my twisted history of all the shows that I've seen and use that. But I do love this genre. I mean, I've grown up watching really weird movies.
You know, what I like is she's taking responsibility of her own life. It's not, the tendency to believe that in a commercial film, the hero or the director or someone will take you across. Now she's taking charge of that. I will take my own self across. And that's very important for any actor, I think, in their career. And I think that's what she's doing now. But what I think has grown in leaps and bounds with Disha is she's taking charge of her own life now.
Which is wonderful.
Also one of the rarest directors that he's one of the rarest people who like to listen. Like,
Especially to female actors, no?
Totally.
yeah.
This reminds me of Katrina.
He doesn't mind. He listens to everyone. It's not just actors. Anyone. He takes everybody's inputs or advices or whatever, and he's always like asking everyone, "What do you think? What do you think?" And he, even if he shows like he's not really into it, at night he'll think about it, and then next morning, I thought about it.
I genuinely feel people working on your film have not... See, I've gone past it. I started directing at a young age.
Yeah.
I think I genuinely feel if someone is saying something, they're not trying to take the film away. They're trying to better the film. They're all working on the same side.
Yeah.
There's a tendency to believe as directors that everyone's against me. That's a very old way to look at it.
People always say that, when it comes to action, martial arts, or you have Tiger, and then, you have other people. I've always thought that if there's someone who could actually give him like barabar ki takkar, it's you. And I've always wondered that, and not just by following on Instagram and otherwise, that both with dance and with action, that why haven't they just like given her a part where she goes...
You want to make skill
That's,
Isn't it?
You initiated a conversation that we're already talking about, but yeah, I think...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're making that happen?
I mean, she just, and the point is that you raise the bar and she raises it even further. Suddenly she's doing backflips and stuff like that.
So they're always talking
Look, I'm saying, you want to make something.
Yeah. So, no, I totally agree.
I
and I
love
think,
that.
It's how much is packed in an actor today, man.
Yeah.
There's so much more that they're doing. And it's amazing.
That's great, and I'm glad. See, there you are. I'm glad
And
you're.
she's someone who's not doing it
happen.
since childhood. Huh? She's just started doing it and she's learned it now. So it's a very difficult
Still pretty bad.
skill to acquire.
No, but I really think I hope you make it happen. But wouldn't you ever want to see that you and Tiger in one scene, like even opposite, sort of, you know what I'm like?
Yeah.
In Takkar.
He's like my guruji. I think whatever I've learned is I've always looked up to him, and he's one of the most hardworking
that's true.
people around. Like I've always looked up to him in everything that he does. He's very disciplined, and he never cheats. From his diet to the way he treats other people, he's just an amazing human being, and I always look up to him. And I really hope I get to kick his ass one day.
It'll be fun to watch your best friend's ass getting kicked by you.
Yeah.
You'll be doing it, right? Like that'll be amazing, won't it be?
But I won't be able to do it though. I mean, I'll have to do some sort of trick because he's too good. But I can try. Fake it.
Sure, wow. Is there something that you feel people still haven't approached you for? Action is happening. Is there anything else? Like, is a genre that people haven't seen you and you're like...
Superhero.
Superhero?
Superhero.
Is it something...
Me, no. I don't have a superhero script. I don't know how superheroes fall in love. I don't know. I kind of
But
would
yours
figure
has
that
to
out.
have that romantic angle, no?
You know
Mohit?
this. Everyone thinks I'm good with music. I'm actually not good with fast music, actually, to be honest. I know how to make love songs. And I think that's what I enjoy shooting also. So it'll be difficult. I mean, not that I don't enjoy them. Like my kids dance to, all... Like me and Siddharth Anand actually have this conversation. He calls me up saying, love your music of Malang. And I said, my kids are dancing on your songs of war. So we have this conversation and all. But the thing is, I genuinely, I give a lot of importance to love in my life also.
Yeah.
And the woman that I am married to. And that similarly comes out in my films in some way.
I love that. What about you? What do you think about this? Are you also someone who's romantic and someone who's dreamy in that sense of it?
I'd
Or are
like
you
to
more
believe
practical?
that. I'd like to believe that.
You'd like to believe. What do you feel?
I love watching Sir's films, and I love watching K-drama.
Okay.
And anyone who watches K-drama is a huge
watch
fan
K-dramas.
of love and small moments and all of that, the magic that it creates inside you when you watch certain scenes. I think I'm a very loving person. I'm just finding someone so I can give that love to. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, I like to believe. I a little bit romantic.
You are.
In my head.
In your head?
No,
in
because
my
I
head.
know. Marriage, no, for now. I mean, I'm not sure about future. I might change. I never know. I mean, I never. One can never know about that.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now I just want to focus on my work, focus on my family, friends, and my pets. I have 5 animals in my house,
I
and that's a lot to
Officially,
handle.
yeah? Officially 5.
Small
And now we're
apartment
buying
with
more
5.
land to get more animals, actually.
So that's a lot to handle as of now.
She has enough at home, I think.
She has
I had
And a
to.
list of people waiting outside that she has no idea I love them.
Not at all.
Oh,
sir.
that,
Yeah.
right?
Not at all, sir.
But he's very interesting that he said that. It is. There is something about that, but it is true. You have a lot of people. I mean, not just your Instagram following. I feel like
Where?
there's where. Kahan hai? Acha. She feels that there are not enough people. You're going to get some really cheesy DMs, which I'm sure you already get because you said this. You put this in the universe. Awkward with it, but does it get awkward when someone's really professing love to you? It's happened, right?
No.
I don't believe this. Of course, people have professed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Professing love,
Maybe
like.
she doesn't like give that feeling that you can approach me and tell me that
You
you love her.
no, not a fan. Nobody's ever walked to you and said that, oh, like they're in love with you and all of that. It's never
No,
happened.
never. Since childhood. I mean, I used to look very odd when I was young, and I was very skinny, tall, with like short hair, and not really good looking. And I don't know what happened
Tomboyish,
after.
she said.
Yeah.
Tomboy and just awkward also at all times. And then yeah, it's the same thing that's been like happening to me since childhood.
What are you all doing? What is happening? Some short and fun questions. Your answers have to be a one-liner answers to
Oh,
it.
that's perfect.
Because we have only 5 minutes to do it. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead first with Mohit, and then I'm going to come to you. Okay. Are you ready, Mohit, for answer these questions? Okay. One film of yours you thought you could have done better.
Crook.
I'm sorry?
Crook.
Crook. Okay. Oh, really?
It's the worst film I've made.
Really?
For me, yeah, it's
I
the
liked
worst
it.
film.
Love the song also.
I thought it should have been a lot more serious.
One regret that you have in your span in this industry?
Nothing.
No regrets at all?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay. An actor that you still think hasn't completely explored his or her potential and
Disha
you would want to
Patani.
direct. I'm sorry?
Who I want to direct.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I
don't have that
I
list?
don't have that. I feel envious about scripts and ideas and films. I don't feel envious about not working with a particular actor.
Yeah.
The last time I felt that way, I honestly felt it was about KGF 2. I thought it was a brilliant film. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a brilliantly made film and the director did a great job.
Fair enough. What is one film of yours which didn't work and how did you deal with the failure?
Avarapan. Not
And what
well.
did you do? How did you deal with the
Not
failure?
well.
Not well.
Not well at all. It actually shook my belief system because I had made a film before this called Vola Mein, which was very well received and you know,
Which I love, if I can say
yes,
so.
and got all the critical acclaim possible. And I made that at the age of 26. But it didn't do well in the box office at that time. There were no multiplexes at that time. But I knew what I made it for. I'd made 2 commercial hits at the age of 23, 24. So 25, 26, I made this film. And it did really got its due. Then I went out to make Avarapan, which till today, even if I tweet, if I'm going to the bathroom, someone will ask me, when are you making Avarapan 2? It's just one of those films, and most actors have come to me saying, we're a fan of Avarapan, and that's why we want to work with you. It's a film that didn't do well, but when it didn't do well, I was shaken with my belief system on how to do films. But it was Mr. Bhatt who actually called me to his house. I didn't drink that much at that time, but poured me a glass of whiskey and said, you should drink. He doesn't drink himself, but poured me a glass of whiskey. And he told me about an episode that he had after he made a film called Saransh. And the Rajshris, it was not a commercial hit, but was a very critically acclaimed film.
It's a
and
beautiful
Yes,
film.
and he won the national award for that. But they told him that they analyzed saying, you made the film in this budget, you made it in so many days, this is the success we've got. According to us, you know your job. Now I am telling you, son, you know your job. So go home and be with your girlfriend,
So
finish
sweet.
this drink, and you know your job. Don't give up on yourself.
That's so sweet.
What's one thing about the Hindi film industry you'd like to change?
Honesty.
If there's one film of yours that you had to pick is your best work, what would you say and why?
Aashiqui. Because I don't know if I can make it again.
Really?
Yeah, it was just the time. I lost my father. I didn't know what all this success means. Does it really? Because he was the one man I was pitching, trying to prove it to dad that I am. Everyone has that one person in the crowd, and suddenly that man was not there in the crowd. And Aashiqui was not made to do well. It was just made with a lot of angst, and I pushed everyone away from my life. And then suddenly had these 2 kids with Aditya and Shraddha who were looking forward in life. And just while doing them, I healed. I think that changed the way I started making my movies, where I stopped pretending to cater to an industry, but just to make it for myself. So Aashiqui for sure.
I like that. Very, very honest. Thank you. Okay, Disha, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. An audition of yours that you bombed, but you learned from for sure.
I think my first ever audition, I auditioned for a TVC. I remember I was this new girl from Bareilly, and then there were 100 people inside that tiny room, and I had to act like there is something, there are people, you have to just visualize other people around when you're acting. It was just the worst experience ever. I was really scared, but I learned a lot. I gained a bit of confidence after that, I feel.
Fair enough. Okay. What is one person in the industry who you can call anytime for the right advice in your life?
Mohit sir.
Nice. That was a quick one. But actually,
And you can call him at night also because he's always up. He's up in the morning, he's up at night. I don't know when he sleeps.
Mohit, do you not sleep?
He
No, I
texts me
sleep in
6,
bits.
7 in the morning.
I sleep in bits. I sleep in...
So basically 4 a.m. friends, sabka na Mohit Suri ban sakta hai.
Yeah.
He wakes up at like 6 or something. I see his messages in the
If
morning.
I'm writing,
at
I wake
6
up at 4, but then at 6 I wake up. Yeah.
and sleeps at God knows.
Okay. Okay, wow. But great to have someone and you know you're feeling whatever and you can call. है ना?
Yeah.
One advice that you got in the industry which kind of is ridiculous and you didn't take it.
So you need to socialize and party.
But that is actually told to a lot of people who are not in the
Exactly.
industry. But you didn't, right? And for ones who
I
usually...
couldn't, is the word.
And you turned out fine. So please tell people that you don't have to do that, right?
Please don't party, guys, and just work hard.
Yeah.
I like Disha, that please don't party. But that's true. Absolutely. Okay. In your list, from the Tamil, Telugu and Kannada industry, if you had to pick actors... that
Allu
you-
Arjun.
I knew the answer. Everyone knows the answer to that.
I'm a huge Allu Arjun
But only
fan.
one you
No,
said.
this is way before Pushpa every time. I'm telling you.
Really?
This is before my debut.
Yeah.
You always want to work with Allu Arjun.
Always.
Anybody else? I mentioned 3 industries.
I'm grateful enough, and I'm very, very fortunate that I'm working with Prabhaas,
Yeah.
who's one of the biggest superstars there.
You are working with Prabhaas, of course. Congratulations for that one.
Thank you. But
My
Allu
wife
Arjun,
is very jealous about that. Huh? She loves Prabhaas.
Your
Yeah,
wife is a fan of Prabhaas.
Huge.
Disha, will you go and get...
My 3-year-old kids are watching Bahubali with that head in the hand. I'm like, Uta, yeah, but in Bahubali too. I said, Uta, what are you doing? There's a head in that guy's hand. She said, no, it's Prabhaas.
I was just going to say you allowed
There was
it.
an indirect thing that, kash, ye tumhare papa hote. I was like, there's a head in his hand.
You said that. But maybe that maybe you can now now they're going to be on the sets. You must
100%. You tell me, sir.
She was most. I
like
remember
how
Shraddha
I'm
calling up
friends
and
with
saying she's doing this thing,
Saho.
Saho, and my wife was so happy. So happy.
great. Okay. So Allu Arjun, that crush has
Allu
lasted
Arjun.
for a while.
Always.
Always. In
It's
the
gonna be
list.
forever and ever.
Forever and ever?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Take a pick among your favorite co-stars.
Jackie Chan.
You can't beat that, man.
You can't beat that.
A misconception about you that was totally broken after a few years in the industry. In the beginning, people had assumed. Is there?
I don't think anything is broken. I think still people have a lot of misconceptions.
What are the misconceptions you think?
I don't know much, to be very honest, because I'm always at home and I don't like seeing negative stuff on social media. I mean, I avoid.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know. Do you know anything?
Anything?
No.
Now? No? Okay. But you handle trolling very well now, no?
Trolling?
I
I'm
don't
so
think
used
she
to.
handles it only.
Handles in it, exactly.
Matter of fact, she said, I mean, I remember her, like, I don't see reviews and all that stuff because I tell her, you see. And she's telling me, you see. She's better at handling it.
Really?
And she's like, the fact is they're talking about you. You'd rather be spoken about than, ignored.
Not be. Yeah, 100%.
So is that how you deal with like any sort of negative feedback or anything?
I'm very practical as a person. I mean, I'm emotional to people I know.
No, but she's superbly practical. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm practical, so I don't judge like black or... I take it as, I don't know how to explain. Like, if you're saying something about me, I'll also think from your side. Why would you say that? It's not only just like white or black. I'm just practical, and I know where things that I need to hear, and I know things that I don't need to hear at a particular point of time. That's it.
Which is why I think you exist and you kind
I
of
try. I mean, I'm not this perfect. I try, but
No, I think it's great. Then you maintain your peace, don't you? But
I
anyway.
have to be. With all 5 animals in my house, I have to maintain peace. It's hard.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so
It was
much.
lovely chatting to the two of you.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
Here's to so much more of villainous characters coming your way and you creating such characters. All the very best.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very much.
much. Thank you.
Podcast.